Look at this Saquon run. First of all, this guy, all right, he misses. One, runs right past him. This guy right here hits him, rolls, boom. This guy should have knocked his block off. But he hits him, he rolls the other way. Four people tried to wrap him up. 4 people. Let's go back. 4 people wrapped him up, couldn't take him down. I love Saquon. I know he's strong. This guy misses. This guy's right here. Wrap his arms up around him and pull him down like a grown man. This guy gets the crack on him. He should have been down. And if you're going to crack him, wrap him. Now the third one wraps him. He's just got cooking oil on his fucking jersey. Nobody can slap. You wrap him up. Nobody can wrap him up. And y'all think this shit is normal. All right? Now let's go to the other Eagles bullshit. One missed field goal. All right. That's natural. It can happen. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect. All right, cool. It's Jake Elliott. All right. Second field goal. Ball's going to the same freaking area. The same area. That's a little weird. You supposed to be Jake the Leg. How the fuck you missed 2 the same way? That was a penalty flag. Okay, we get another kick before the half. I know he's not about to kick it in the same fucking area again. I know he's not going to miss 3. Not 3 in one half. You got to be fucking kidding me. You can't see the ball, but you see the person catch it? Boom, right down there. 3 kicks before the half. How you miss 3 kicks in a row? And while we on this kicking shit, let's look at these fucking magnetic poles and the way they be fucking manipulating these balls. Look at this shit. Go to the right, even out, and start moving to the fucking left. How the fuck does the ball do that? How does the ball do that? Look at this one. The flag's barely moving. Watch this shit. How the fuck that shit just take a whole hard right off the fucking cliff? The flags is not blowing that hard. That shit go and just take a fucking L turn. Get out of here. All right, let's get into some of these bullshit runs. Why don't you grab him right there, guy? You're right there next. Okay, you got him. Oh, no, you just dive at the feet and let him go past you. Oh, just the feet action. This guy's got to grab him. No, heads up. Crack him. Crack him. No, the dude fucking bump you with his ass? Did he just ass bump him off it? Let's find out. What? Did he just ass bump him? Get your ass off of me. What kind of fucking shit is that? You a grown-ass man. You letting somebody ass tackle you. Like, what the fuck? Now somebody finally takes him down. Like, these runs, bro, these tacklings, you can't make this shit up. Oh, we got more. Come on, Cook. Oh, you can't catch him. Hold on. How you going to run right past him? You right there. Well, fuck it. Just put your arm out and try to do something, right? He's too fast. All right, Cook's off to the freaking races. This guy, all right, he cuts. Now, mind you, he stabs and he does the jab, right? So this guy's got to turn around. But look how he just starts running with it, with Cook. He turns around. Now, look, you're ahead of him still a few yards. Close in on him. You got to help another guy right here. He just wraps his arm around him. Don't even try to bring him down. There they go with the bullshit tackling. Takes the other guy out. Now you're running with him. You're not getting nothing. You even got a guy here to help slow him down. Nothing. Now look at the angle this guy takes, though. Hold on. Let's look at the angle. I want you guys to see this. I want you to pay attention. When he breaks off of this guy, look at the way he's running. Why is he running that way when he should be running this way? Why is he going that way? You see how, look, like he runs back on that angle so it lets the fucking player get closer to the goal line. Look, why is he taking that angle instead of not cutting him off this way? That's one of the tells. That's how you know. Come on, we got more. Let's go, Harvey. Your turn. Get the ball. Guy right in front of him, right there. Let him run right past. That's right. You 231. Get off the block and do nothing. Let him run right past. All right, we got a guy right up here, right here. Heads up with him. What you got? Crack him. Oh, no, I put my arm out there. What you going to do, reach for some of that feet? I bet you he died for the feet. Put the arm out. Yeah, down he goes. This guy cracks. You supposed to crack him. Look, he put his arm around him. Like, come here, brother. Let me spin you around. How do you miss that hit? He put his arm around him, let him spin around, and now he goes down at the feet. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. This shit is comical. This guy. Look at this guy. All right, you seem like you're trying to cut him off. All right, let's see what you do. Oh, that poor ass running. You get him all the way to the end. When are you going to tackle him? When are you going to tackle him? Oh, no, you're not. Wait, what the fuck did I just do? You're not going to tackle him? You're just going to punch at the ball? You're not going to wrap him up and bring him down before the goal line? No, just run with him and try to punch at the ball and push him into the end zone. You fucking piece of shit. All right, what you got there, A-Chan? Let's go. If you miss one tackle, what's going on? This guy, oh, you don't cut him. He ain't got a goddamn chance. Look, this guy turns around. You're ahead of him a couple yards. You let him run right past you, and he's off to the frickin' races. Like, he's just too fast for everybody. 27 move. You ain't gonna do nothing. All right, let's look at how you're supposed to defend. Look at this guy step for step with him, even though he catches it, and it's a great catch. But this is how you're supposed to play defense and make it look good. He's running step for step with him. When the ball comes, he's supposed to go for it or bring him down immediately, which he did. Okay? Now let's look at the bad acting and the poor job. Watch how he's with him, but now, before it's time to get the ball, he slows down and let the guy speed up and get space. Let's see it. Oh, look at the gap. He just takes off. I thought these corners were supposed to be 4-3 guys. He just takes off and leaves the space, and this guy's just trotting. Oh, you want to see it again? We got it again. No worries. Throw the ball, step for step. Oh, get your space, Tet. There you go. Go ahead and create that little bit of space. Go ahead and get that space. They just run ahead and let them get the catch. All right, one more. This guy's already beat, but you'll also see he just runs ahead, gets the catch, and now we got a little extra. This guy's running with him. Now, let's back up because you're going to see he caught the ball at the fucking, the 35-yard line. 35. Watch how long it takes for this guy to get close enough to do something. You're going to let him get how many yards? Let's count. Let's go. 5, 10, 15. Just keep running with him. So you let him go 15 yards before you decide to do something. And what do? Okay, you try to wrap him. You're grown ass. You can't lock your arms and pull him down. So you just swinging around his waist and shit like a bitch, right? Swing like a bitch. Yeah, look at him falling. You falling like a bitch. And just let him run in there. All right, let's get into this miracle fucking catch that went down by Gainwell. Man, fell on his ass. The ball never hit the ground. Catches it. Gets up, run. Nobody knows what's happening. All right, let's look at this shit close up because I think he used the magnet glove. How does that ball not hit the ground? Let's check this shit out. 50-yard pass. He falls, has his arm up. Boom. Make sure it bounces up, and now it's locked in. God damn, how did that shit work? All right, and then for the most rigged fucking play of the fucking week. All right, Lions do they fucking pass. Catch this guy. He's hit. He's about to go the fuck down. Before he goes down, he laterals it somehow back before his legs touch the ground. Goff gets it. Look at the guy standing by the goal line. He's not even moving. Look, running. He's not even moving. He don't know shit until Goff get right next to him. Look at that. Now he wants to, what happened? And it's not the play itself. Okay, if it was pass interference, show it. The problem is, why the fuck did it take this goddamn long? All right, they're talking about it. People celebrating. People looking around. They're still talking about it. If it was a pass interference, why not just call the fucking play? Why is it taking this long? Why is they huddling? Everybody's celebrating it before the refs even call the fucking play. The announcers said what it was because they know the script. Why is it taking this fucking long to just call a fucking play? They still sitting there. Look, they celebrating. These motherfuckers still in the huddle. How are you still in the huddle? What you talking about? Where the money's going? What's the best call to rig people? To screw people over? Like, what are you figuring out? You trying to find out where all the money is? And then you come out with this shitty ass call. I didn't even see the fucking offensive pass interference.
Yo, what up, gang? We are back for another week of the Rig Report recap. Man, it's been a crazy weekend. A lot of teams clinched the playoffs. So we got a clear picture of who's making it, who's not. A lot of scripted plays that done happened, a lot of suspect calls on these primetime games. We went 2-2, broke even with the scripted picks. So we got a lot to talk about, guys. We got a lot to talk about. First, I appreciate if you guys hit that like button, man. It helps the channel. It costs you nothing to hit that like button. Thank you for the support. Thank you for watching. All right. Let's get into it. A lot of action that just happened. We're going to take it back, though. We're going to start with Saturday. We already talked about Thursday. We're going to start with Saturday. Eagles and the Commanders. Eagles get the win 29-18. Go Birds. However, man, I'm just really just mid, bro. I'm really just mid because, our offense, what are we going to do in the playoffs? That's all I'm worried about, man. Playoffs is a different beast. You got to bring your best. It takes defense to win in the playoffs, and you need the offense to be running good. So with Kevin Petula there, I don't know what we're going to do. Like I said, I'm not too confident we're going to make it all the way there with this play calling until we get it corrected, but we did get the win. Hurts was average, 185 yards. Barkley, 132 yards. AJ doing AJ things. I mean, Commanders really wasn't a challenge. No Jaden Daniels or anything. They're not playing for nothing. And Eagles did cover the spread. A lot of people had Washington with the scripted cover for the 7. But, Vegas said, nah, the Eagles go ahead and get the win this one. And we play the Commanders at the end of the season again. So we'll see what happens. Go Birds on that one. It's going to be some scripted plays that I'm sure that you're seeing that I put at the beginning of this, especially that Saquon Barkley touchdown run. It's just the bad tackling, bro. It's like, okay, if it's scripted and it's the play where he's going to score, make it look believable. Like, y'all diving at people's feet and acting like a bloopers. It's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? I think that, honestly, that we're moving more into flag football. You see they got it for the All-Star game, flag football. You see they got it now. They're adding it to the Olympics, flag football. If you notice, sometimes when players are grabbing defensive or grabbing players, they're ripping their shirt or ripping their undershirt. It's kind of just me giving more scripted, like they're moving flag football in there and just want to get us more accustomed to them just grabbing shirts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's just my personal opinion. With the concussions and everything that happened, Tua on the field, DeMar Hamlin almost died on the field or lyrically died on the field and came back, whatever that was. I feel like they trying to make the game different, more safer, less tackling, less hits, you know what I mean? Concussion CTEs and things like that. So, yeah, it's just the defense has been real soft lately and it's giving it away. Like, you're not really trying to tackle people, you know what I mean? But Eagles get the scripted win. We'll take it. And let's move on to the second Saturday night game, which was the Packers and the Bears. The Bears win in overtime fashion to the Packers, 22-16. Bears get revenge. They cover. They lock up a spot in the playoffs. All of the above. Game was very interesting. A lot of back and forth. And then the Bears pull off the miracle touchdown in overtime. Not much to say there, but Caleb and Ben Johnson make it to the playoffs. Congratulations. It's just iffy. A lot of teams are out. A lot of teams are in. You know what I mean? A lot of people thought the Bears would get revenge. I was scared to mess with it only because it was 1.5. So, a lot of people thought the Bears and the Packers were actually, looking like they were going to win most of the game. But, the Bears got their revenge. I ain't want to mess with that one. But I'm glad to see the Bears did win because my thoughts would have been right. All right, so moving on to the Sunday games, we have the Bills who squeezed by a win from the Browns, 23-20. Josh Allen was struggling the whole game. I mean, some could say that him and Sanders was like this on the game. Sanders got 157 yards, 20 for 29, and a touchdown. No picks, so he played all right, but they struggled. Browns, couple turnovers at the wrong time, could have got the win. Myles Garrett still chasing history in the sack department. But I did call the Browns, I think, Saturday. Saturday, I looked and seen that a lot of money was on the Bills. So I actually hit a parlay with that where I took the Browns with the spread. Also took Ewers from Miami with the interception, and I took the Chargers to cover 4.5 and the Panthers to cover 7.5. So I posted it. I always post, let you guys know I'm not just bluffing, or I put bets into. Y'all can see it on my TikTok. But yeah, won a nice little one with that. Everybody had the Bills just stomping over people. And when you go to Cleveland, it depends what week. The Titans can go there and just beat the shit out of them. But the Bills, they have trouble. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Green Bay goes to Cleveland and loses. You know what I mean? Everybody having a hard time when they go to Cleveland except for Cam Ward and the Titans. Can't make this shit up, bro. But Bills get the win. They do not get the cover. James Cook running away with it. I think he has the rushing title right now. Still a little bit to go. But yeah, not much there, man. Josh Allen, couple disappointing games, but he get the win. And due to the Colts losing, they're in the playoffs. So congrats to them. We'll see. We got a couple games left of the season just to see what they do before the playoffs start. All right, we're going to move on to the next game. We got the Chargers over the Cowgirls. Chargers were, I believe, getting 2 points. Everybody thought the Cowgirls were going to win up until Saturday when the Eagles clinched. So when the Eagles clinched and they feel like the Cowgirls ain't playing for nothing, now they say, oh, give it to the Chargers. But the Chargers get the win. I felt like kind of they got to win to stay close to Denver. I did predict that Denver loss. Give me credit. I said Jags. I took them. You know what I mean? So the Chargers get the win to stay close to Denver. Herbert is playing pretty much out of his mind with one working hand. So credit to him with that, man. Cowgirls, same shit every year, man. On paper, y'all look like y'all got a good offense and stuff. Defense was bad. It's every year with you guys, man. So, I'm not going to harp on y'all. We know what it is every year. Chargers get the win. They're moving into the playoffs. They lock the playoff spot in. We'll see how they do. It's funny to mention, though, that nobody has clinched the division title yet except for the Eagles, who won 2 NFC titles back-to-back, first time done in 21 years. So go Birds. But out of all of these teams that clinched, no one has clinched the division title yet. So everything is up in the air as far as who gets the title, who gets the bye, who gets a home game. Still all up in the air. But Chargers get the win over the Cowgirls. Cowgirls are eliminated officially now. So, all right. Another surprising win. The Titans beat the Chiefs. A lot of people still had the Chiefs with Gardner Minshew. Titans win 26-9. And they covered. They were 3-point underdogs. I couldn't mess with that, man. I don't know who was playing for the Chiefs, but I'm not surprised to see the Titans got a win when nobody expected it. I wasn't watching much of this game. I see Cam Ward do 228, 2 touchdowns. I'm still not sold on him, but we'll see what happens. Get new owners new management, new head coaching in there. And, we'll see what they do in the draft and things of that nature. But I'm not surprised by that. Chiefs, Gardner Minshew's hurt now. I don't know, the third string quarterback. It's over for the Chiefs. Dynasty's over. Travis Kelce's retiring. They need the whole rebuild there. They're just going to have Patrick Mahomes there. Unless somebody offer enough to trade him. I don't know if they would trade him or not. But, yeah, Chiefs dynasty is over for now. So, Titans get the win when nothing really mattered. All right. Next, moving on, we got the Bengals got a convincing win over the Dolphins, 45-21. Both teams not playing for nothing. Joe Burrow just wants to be happy. Threw for 309 yards and 4 touchdowns. Quentin Ewers was the quarterback on Miami Dolphins. I took the interception. Anytime, just guys, for those who making picks or doing whatever, anytime you have a rookie quarterback on his first start or his first time playing, whether he gets in the game, but definitely the first start, I always take the interception. You know what I mean? More times than not. It's probably like an 80-90% that they throw an interception in their first game than not. Okay? So just something to remember. So keep your eyes on that next season when you have a lot of first-time people throwing in their games. But Bengals get the cover. Burrow, Chase, Higgins, same show. Dolphins did what they could. A-Chain did what they could. We'll see what happens. I want to know if Mike McCarthy's staying or not. Me personally, as an Eagle fan, I hope he get fired because I would love the Eagles to go get him. I want an offensive play mindful coach, not somebody who's just good for lip service. Sirianni did nothing but argue with fans. You know what I mean? It's all about it's no play calling. There's no scheming going on with him. You know, we need somebody else, man. Otherwise, we're gonna get an OC. They're gonna do well, and then we're gonna lose them and keep being stuck. So we'll see what happens. Bengals get the convincing win. Moving on, Saints beat the Jets in a shitty game nobody cared about, 29-6. Tyler Shaw, is he the answer over there? I don't know. We'll see. Olave's a beast, though. Yeah, I'm not reporting much on there, man. It ain't really much to report over there. 2 bum teams not going nowhere. One got the win at home. All right. Moving on. Vikings. Snoop wins his pick against the Giants. Pretty tough call, too, because even though J.J. McCarthy was playing bad, he got injured in the game, and we had to go with Brosman or whatever his name is. So I was a little iffy about my 2.5 covering, but we get it done. Couple of reasons, like I said, with the Brian Flores thing, but also main important, it's like, Giants, you got the worst record. You have the number 1 pick right now. Don't win anything. You're in a position to build your team, even if you don't want a quarterback. You want that number 1 pick. It is very valuable. You do not want to win any more games. So I could be wrong, but you can try to fight, but you should not be winning any more games to fuck up the number 1 pick. Now watch this. I seen the Giants and the Raiders play. I don't know if it's next week or the last week of this league of the season. Giants play the Raiders. Giants bet not beat the Raiders and give them the number 1 pick. That would be stupid. But that would be scripted if it happens, I believe, because it's like, all right, Giants don't need a QB, Raiders do. You know what I mean? They bet not win that game, but they lose this one. I get the cover barely, 16-13. And that's all I have to say about that. Vikings need a quarterback, too. I don't think McCarthy's the guy, man. I really don't. So we'll see what happens there. All right, moving on. The Panthers get a win over the Buccaneers, 23-20. The line didn't make sense to me. They both were 7-7 and fighting for the playoffs. They both have decent teams, even though Buccaneers got all their players back. They still lost 2 or 3 in a row. You know what I mean? And they were 3-point favorites on the road. It's like if the teams is even, you give home field the extra points. You feel me? So that's why I stayed away from it. But the Panthers did win. For those who took the Panthers straight up or with the 3 points, hard-fought game, close-fought game. This is the way it should have went. The line just threw me off because when you playing somebody twice, they play each other twice in 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? They play each other at the end of the season too. So if the Panthers are home first, they should get the win, just like the Bucs should get the win when they're at home. The line just kind of tricked me. You know what I mean? It made me lean towards the Bucs, but I ain't take it. But I didn't like that line. But Bryce Young get the win. I feel like the Panthers gonna get in there. You know, they want new blood every year in the playoffs. You know what I mean? It'd be about 4 to 6 teams that made it the previous year that won't make it, and then it'll be a new 4 to 6 teams that are in. You feel me? So we'll see. If the Bucs win, it depends on the last game of the season. It's all on that. If the Bucs win next week, then whoever wins that last game gets the division lead and the other team is out. So that's going to be very close. Bucs are back healthy, but you know, they don't look the same. You know what I mean? I thought Todd Bowles and that defense was, you know, I thought they used to be kind of stout, man. They're not like that no more. Baker used to be MVP runner. He's just playing mad mid. You know, it's just funny how some teams be rolling, then they just fall off the map as far as what they were doing. So we don't know. Panthers get the win. You know, they're in the lead right now. We'll see how that works. All right, next game, the Jags, NFL's darling team. Called that one. Jags not only cover, but win in Denver. Somebody had to beat them. They were winning too many in a row. I seen they had the Jags next, and then 2 other teams at the end I don't think were as good as the Jags. I believe they got the Chargers at the end, but before that, I think their next game is a layup. But I'm like, somebody has to stop this streak. Who better than the other NFL darling team that they seem to love, the Jags? I said it. Defense, Liam Cohen, keep Trevor Lawrence from fucking up. Run the ball. Listen, man, they got it done. The script was scripting. Jags win 34-20 in Denver. Bo Nix had 352 yards still, but hey, wasn't enough, man. Sometimes you got to call. If not them, then who? You giving me 3.5? I'll take the 3.5, but didn't even need it because they won outright. Way to go, Jags, on that one. So very interesting to see. They're in the playoffs. Broncos in the playoffs. Everybody's in the playoffs, man. So we'll see what's going on. All right, moving on. We have the Falcons beat the Cardinals, both not playing for nothing, but Kirk Cousins is playing for his next contract, wherever he's going to be. Kirk Cousins knows how to get contracts, bro. He be stealing money. Not that he steals it, he earns it because he plays well enough to get them, but he's always finding a new contract. Like, whoever his agent is amazing. So Kirk Cousins gets the win. He gets a nice little resume for his next destination, a team that's going to need him. He's going to get another year contract and make some money. Go ahead, Kirk. You know, I thought Bijan would have a more explosive year this year. Looked like I was wrong, but, you know, he's still an incredible back, and we'll see what he does next year. Falcons get the win, 26-19. Falcons get the cover. Kyler Murray's done. I don't know where he's going. I don't know what they're going to do with him, but he's done in Arizona. All right, moving on. The Steelers beat the Lions in an unpredicted win, 29-24. That line really threw me off on this one. This was one of my misses. Like, this threw me off because I'm going to be honest. Anytime the Steelers were underdogs this season, especially on the road, I took them because they're great underdog teams. When they're favorites, not too much. But anytime the Steelers are +3 or more, they usually cover, right? So they just won 2 back-to-back before this week. Aaron Rodgers and them throwing. They're on their way to the playoffs. Everything's good. Lions is teetering, losing. And you get the Steelers a whole 7. That didn't make sense to me. Because, like, right now, Steelers are playing like the better team, even though the Lions are desperate. But you get the Steelers a whole 7 points when they have a record of covering all the time. So I thought the script was in. I thought the Lions would cover more than 6 or more than 7. I thought everybody would take the Steelers with the points. And I hope they did. You know what I mean? Beat the books. But the Steelers get the win. You know, so I was wrong. I tried to reverse it on that one instead of take the obvious. You know, I feel like the public was taking the Steelers with a whole touchdown. Hey, didn't work out that way. Steelers get the win. Steelers are closer in the playoffs. The Lions, surprisingly, the Lions still may make the playoffs, and I think they will. But we'll discuss why later. Golf still doing golf things. This was very surprising to me, guys. This was kind of the tell for the night. All right, let's go to it. The Lions, okay? Jahmyr Gibbs, Montgomery, that team. The Lions rushed for 15 yards. I don't think I've ever seen that. Even when they were 0-15, even when they weren't winning. I've never seen the team rush for 15 yards total the whole game. Please tell me how that's possible. Gibbs, 7 carries, 2 yards. Are you kidding me? David Montgomery, 4 carries, 14 yards. Jared Goff, 1 carry, -1 yard. The whole team had 15 yards on 12 carries rushing. That's why they lost. There's no way you can be that unbalanced and win a game. There's no way. I've never seen a team rush for 15 yards. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh had 230 yards rushing. I have never seen that. Now, Detroit did have 364 yards passing, but still, unbalanced. Unbalanced. No rushing. That's why you lost. You know what I mean? So, that was the Sunday night game, man. Refs taking forever to make the call. Jared Goff gets a pass. They throw it back to him. He jumps in the end zone to try to get the lead to win at the end. They take 10 minutes for the refs to fucking come together. Meanwhile, the announcer already announced that it was an offensive pass interference. They tell you what it's going to be. They're reading the script and the prompter. They know what the call is before the refs even fucking huddle up. That's not normal. These are old guys in a booth that's announcing the game. Okay, you may have cameras around where they can see closer to the field, but you telling me every play, a bunch of NFL men are pushing, shoving, doing whatever, and you can call out the exact penalty before the fucking referee does. Every time. Every time. Not sometimes where it's obvious and you say, hey, I can see a big hole there. Every time. Didn't line up properly. Whatever the fucking play is, the fucking announcers call it before the refs do. And they're always the same. The announcers are never wrong. How is that? How is it the old 50 and 60-year-old people up in the stands can see every single penalty and call it before the referees even do? Come on, man. Use your fucking critical thinking, people. That shit makes absolutely no sense. So we just standing there like, when the fuck are they going to call it? Why is it taking so long for the referees to call it? Because they got to find out which way the money is going on Vegas. They got to figure out which best call best helps the books, which helps the fucking league, in my opinion. Like, get the fuck out of here. Just make the goddamn call and be done with the game. Like, what are you doing? Why y'all got to haul it up and create all of this fucking mystery and shit? But anyway, Steelers get the win. Lions do not get the cover. They are not out of the playoffs yet. We're going to talk about that. Moving on, Texans beat the Raiders 23-21. Y'all couldn't even cover the 14 against the Raiders. That be the scripty shit. You know what I'm saying? 14, they win by 2. The Texans against the Raiders. Raiders and the fucking Giants the worst team, but Raiders is really the worst team. They don't even have a fucking quarterback. And they barely win against the Raiders. That be that scripted for y'all. So the Raiders do cover the 14. They almost got the fucking win. We'll see what happens if they keep in Pete Carroll or whatever the case may be. Texans look like they're on their way to the playoffs. I think we have the playoff picture set for the AFC. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But Texans get the win. They do not get the cover. Patriots get a surprise win in Baltimore. Oh, so feel bad for my son's team, the Ravens. 28-24. Looked like the Ravens were going to get it done fighting hard, but Drake May just comes down with these miracle passes, and you know what I mean? And they get the win late. Diggs, 9 receptions, 138 yards, man. Patriots got a good team, bro. Patriots got a good team. They got a good coach with Vrabel. You know, he's a player's coach and everything of that nature. But they also have a great offensive coordinator in Josh McDaniels. You know what I mean? So Vrabel wasn't taking on too much. They keep Drake May in line. They always have a good stout defense. This is what you get. This is the result you get. Ravens, we need to do something else. Yeah, I took Derrick Henry. I thought that would be the answer. With Lamar and Derrick Henry running, it's not working. Lamar's not running. Something's going on. Zay Flowers, he's holding on, running around like crazy, but he's not a target in the red zone. He's not a tall target. He's not somebody that you can just really, really lean on as the number one receiver. They need help. They defense, I don't know what's up with Kyle Hamilton and them, but they need to rebuild. Todd Monken, we are not 100% on you with this offense that you're doing. You had 2 years so far. This shit is looking real scatty and sporadic. Everybody needs a Shanahan/McVay tree coach, I think. That'll fix everything. Liam Cohen, that'll fix it. Sean McVay, that'll fix it. Shanahan, you know what I mean? I'll take Mike McDaniels with our Eagles roster. You kidding me? Have motherfuckers lined up and doing all types of crazy shit. Let's go. But Patriots get the win over the Ravens. Ravens look like they're not going to make the playoffs. They do play the Steelers. At the end of the season. But for the Ravens to get in, they need to win at Green Bay next week, which I think they will. Green Bay is hurt. But also they need the Steelers to lose at the Browns. So they need Shador to beat fucking Pittsburgh. And then the Ravens also have to beat Pittsburgh in the final week for them to get in. So uphill battle to climb. We'll see. Patriots get the win and the cover. All right, so we moving on. Monday night that just happened. We seen the 49ers take care of old man Rivers. Hey, man, I had the Colts with the points. My thinking was, why did they bring Rivers back? Just to lose 2 games, be eliminated out the playoffs, and then go back and teach his kids? What was the point of that? I feel like the only point of that on Phillip Rivers' end was like he gets his health insurance renewed because after you play, you get 5 years of health insurance before it cuts off. He was just at his 5 years. He was about to be in the Hall of Fame nominated next year. He's got 10 kids. Shit, maybe he finessed it. That might be a Phillip Rivers finesse. Yo, let me play these 2 games and shit, so now my fucking health insurance from the league renews for another 5 years. That's the only thing I can see because they didn't get the win. They're not in the playoffs or anything. They got eliminated. So what was the point of having them come back just for 2 weeks? You feel me? So that was my thinking in the Colts covering the 5 or getting the scripted win. I did have a safety ticket on the Niners, which did hit, so that saved me, that parlay. And then they came out. Both defenses was ass to begin. Colts came right on down. Boom. Phillip Rivers is slinging it. So is Brock Purdy. Shootout. Back and forth. I'm like, damn, they got to get stops. Colts cannot get no stops. They kept leaving these fucking Niners wide open. Wide open. Defense cannot get it done. I thought it'd be a miracle script in there, but it was not. So 49ers win 48-27. Colts were about to come down to cut it to 1 touchdown. Phillip Rivers throws a pick 6, game over. You know what I mean? I seen his kids in the stands. I'm like, oh, he's going to get the miracle win for his children. Nah, that's not the case. See, it's just about predicting the script. I mean, the Niners should have won. Absolutely. They are the better team. But as we see in this week, that's not always the fucking case. Is the Titans better than the Chiefs without Mahomes? No. They won. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't always about the better fucking team. It's about picking the right side of the script. So 49ers get the win. They control their destiny. If they win out, they get the number 1 seed. And they get the division in the NFC West over there. We'll see what happens. Good luck to them or whatever, as long as they don't beat the Eagles. So that was this week's this week's Rig Report recap. A lot of shit going on. Now we're gonna get into these playoffs because that's what we need to talk about. We need to predict the script. We need to know who's in, what's going on. Right now, we don't have the matchups. Like I said, there's no matchups because a lot of people have not clinched the division yet. So we do not know who's home, who's playing who. But for right now, we have for the AFC, Denver Broncos and the Patriots, both 12-3. Then we have the Jaguars, who also clinched 11-4. We have the Chargers 11-4 who clinched. We have the Bills 11-4 who clinched. So we have 5 teams that are already in. Right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers are in the lead, 9-6 against the Ravens, who are 7-8. So again, Pittsburgh Steelers have to lose the last 2. Ravens have to win the last 2 in order for the Ravens to sneak in over the Steelers. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. And then the Colts, who are not completely eliminated, but they are 8-7. They are too far away from the Jacksonville and the Texans really to catch them, in my opinion. All right. So right now we got the Broncos, the Patriots, the Jags, the Chargers, the Bills. Those 5 are in. I think the Steelers get in, and right now the Texans are sitting at the 7th spot with that defense. In my opinion, that is the lineup. I don't know who's playing who, but I do not think the Colts get in. I do not think the Ravens catch up. Hope I'm wrong and the Ravens sneak in, but Aaron Rodgers got a couple of years left on this team. I think he's going to at least make the playoffs, okay? Over at the NFC side, already clinching is the Seattle Seahawks, the Chicago Bears. The Eagles are the only one who clinched the division, so we will have our home game. San Francisco is 4. The Rams are 5. Those 5 teams have clinched. Right now, Carolina is in the lead over Tampa with the 6th spot. And then right now, the Green Bay Packers are in the 7th spot, 9-5. However, Lions are 8-7. So it looks, the Green Bay Packers are 9-5-1. So that tie kind of helps them. Detroit Lions are 8-7. So we'll see what happens next week. The Packers play the Ravens. So I believe the Lions can still get in because the Packers play the Ravens. They lose. Okay, let's put the scenario together. They lose. Detroit plays the Vikings. So they win. When Detroit wins, they'll be 9-7. Packers lose to the Ravens. They'll be 9-6-1. All right. Final game of the season. Lions play the Bears, who at that time may not be playing for anything. And the Packers play at the Vikings. So let's just say the Packers lose both games. They will be 9, 7, and 1. If Lions win both games, they'll be 10 and 7. Lions will take the 7th seed and the Packers will miss the playoffs. Okay? So that's kind of a little what I'm seeing happening, trend towards that way. Packers lost Micah Parsons. You know what I mean? We'll see. Are they really ready to go for a championship run? I don't think so. Lions only missing their OC. You know, they got to get that together, or who's calling plays or whatever, but the Lions can still make a run. They're not out of it yet. So that's what I see going on. For the playoff picture, we'll see what happens. But guys, I appreciate your time, man. I'm not going to hold you too long. Thank you for watching. Check out those scripted plays on my channel. Check out my TikTok, The Rig Report. Let me know what you guys like coming up. Keep in touch. I'll holler at you next week for Predict the Script, Week 17. It's your boy JS. I'm out.